So what I want to do today is to introduce you how to use Duolingo for schools within the Google Education Suite. So before you do this, you will need to have a Google Classroom set up, and I'm going to show you how to set up the Duolingo Classroom. So what I want to do is create a classroom, and I get to this screen. So I've typed all this in advance. My students speak English, and I want to share the Google Classroom links. I can also find another way to share it with them, but I don't find it very convenient. What you can do is that you can get your students to click on joinduolingo.com, to type joinduolingo.com and type this code on the screen that will appear. However, I prefer to either send this by email to them, or I can share it directly on the Google Classroom that I've already set up. In order to do this, it's very easy. All I need to do is to choose the class I wanted to do it with, and I'm going to put it as an assignment and post it. Okay. Once it's posted to Google Classroom, you will get something that is very similar to this, and you will also have it showing up here. Okay. Now, if I click on that link, it will open like this, and it will tell you you are joining the Russian class. You will need to tell your students that you need to click continue, and from then on, they can do the placement test if they've done a little bit of Russian before, or they can start with the first lesson. Okay. Now, I would strongly recommend that sometimes this little window that was there, I click continue, does not pop up. The students land on this page, and this is not a nice process when they've got to input all their details manually, because they make mistakes and then it becomes very complicated. So if you're lucky enough to be a Google for Education school, then working with the suite, then you can just sign in with Google. And that's absolutely brilliant, because you can just choose your credentials. And then the student will land on the Duolingo page. Now, they may have logged on like this, but you will have to do another manipulation, in which case I would strongly urge your student to just to double check, go back to your previous Google Classroom and click on that link again and open it another time here again. But if nothing comes up and it looks like this, it means they're already in the classroom. So I can see that my student is here, and I will be able to create an assignment, and I can tell them that this assignment will need to be finished by tomorrow. So if I click here, I can see that that's today, tomorrow. So, tomorrow is Friday. So very good. So I've got until Friday 5 p.m. I need to choose the lesson that they will have to be completed, and I think they've done a little bit of Russian, so I'm going to give them a lesson on animals, because this is what I'm doing in the classroom at the moment. Now we can see that the dates are set, and if we go back to our student view and we refresh, we will see that actually, if we go down here, on this hand side, there is a lesson on animals due in 8 days. And if you scroll down there, you can see that the animal lesson is unlocked. So therefore, the teacher can unlock the skills for the students. They can then click and start off learning. Now, some of your students will be quite confident with their animals. And if they click on that link there, it will take them through all the steps in order to get that skill validated. But if you click here, and they already know quite a lot about animals in Russian, then they can take the fast track shortcut course. However, to pass the test, you've got to do fewer than 4 mistakes, and you cannot peak, and therefore you cannot get the translation as you would on a normal lesson there at the top, and you only got 3 lives Okay. I guess that could be this. Oh, well done. And that's it. Your student can then complete the skill. Once this skill is completed, it will have a really lovely ticked off appearance on the main screen. Watch out, you can only attempt test twice or 3 times. I can't remember. Okay, they can still do the placement test, and that will place them, but they will take a slightly different approach in order to do that. And then the score will get there. Once your student has started, if you go back from your teacher view, you will be able to see that actually the students has not started yet, it's normal, haven't done anything, but you will see how many points they got towards lesson 1, 2, and 3. You can also track them and see whether they've at all started during the activity course, and then you can also show, if you just do a one-off lesson, see how many places they point today, and then also you will be able to look at in the past week or past month, which is quite useful, or just as well how many skills they've unlocked. Okay, then you can also use the classroom activities to put that on the board and then to do it in lifetime. They will also have recommendations based on what they've done. So it's fairly comprehensive, and there's a lot of things that you can do with that. So good luck and give it a go. I need to go back to my Russian